I hope I'm cohesive on this as I want to be today. It is in my head. It is on my notes. Sometimes those are the ones that are least cohesive. But we're going to try, and I hope you can stay with me. And I appreciate y'all very much for being here. This is Sales Training. I actually think someone gave me a number. I think this is number 32. But still, very, very excited, very happy. I am going to do with an old, wonderful Triumph song, Lay It on the Line. I wish I could sing karaoke. I love that song. Heck, I love that band. Some of the most motivational rock music ever. You have to be at least my age, people. Triumph came and went in the 80s, but they had a song, Lay It on the Line. Lay It on the Line. I wish I could sing it for you, but it's Lay It on the Line. Give it all you got. Put it out there. I'm sitting here the other day watching, flipping channels on TV, get caught up watching Texas Hold'em poker. Now, I like poker. I think it's fun to play. Since it became real popular and everybody treats it all serious, I don't have as much fun because I always view it as a social game. And I've never, honestly, really been a fan of Texas Hold'em. However, I love to watch Texas Hold'em. I enjoy it. It captivates me. And I start judging myself. I'm like, why are you watching this? This is trash. There's no consistent star. They talk about the guys that are the greats, the amazing, the superstars, and they really are. Consistently, they're better than the masses. But they fail every time. The winner of these things is always some yahoo from wherever because it's a matter of how luck came in. They're not intelligent. They're not attractive. They're not charismatic. This is not a sport. Nobody gets hit. Nobody gets hurt. What captivates me on this? And I realized it. They go all in. They have the potential to risk it all. I am American. I am American to the core of my soul. I am American in the wildest, rampagingest, push to the coast, take it all way you can imagine. I love the name Maverick. I love the fact that it coined a phrase for a man. I wish I knew more about him. I loved Brett Maverick, the TV show. You better be a little older than me to remember that. What's your risk? What are you putting out? America's fascinated by Texas Hold'em. Why? Because it's a chance to risk it all. It's a chance to put it all out there. We're fascinated by a close game in the last 2 minutes. You're never on the edge of your seat when it's, oh my gosh, the score's 10-10 in the middle of the second quarter. Who cares? We're not risking anything yet. If it's a big blowout, it was fun, our team dominated, or our team had a bad day, and you get to leave early and you beat the traffic, and that's real cool. But what we love is that last edge, that fourth quarter, that putting it out. Because you know the athletes are giving all they have. No athlete ever went out there with 2.3 seconds, trailing 115, 114 to take the shot and went half effort. They will break a leg because it matters now. And we love that. We watch it. We're excited about it. We want to see it on reruns. Did we put it all out there? Did they take all the risk? Is it all in? Why is it not exciting to watch 5-card draw? I'm shifting back to poker for a minute. Why is it not exciting to watch 7-card stud? They're funner games. If you ever played poker, they're a much funner game to play. 5-card stud's a much funner game to play. You know why? They don't have all in. If Texas Hold'em's so amazing, it's so great to watch, why does no TV show limit Texas Hold'em? They only show no limit because that being able to put it all out there, give it all I have, that ultimate American dream, that thing that is bigger than anything else, that no other nation has. No other nation has the courage, the strength to go, and they used to. England did. Their heroes and their ideas drove them to it. Do you not know the saying, the sun never sets on the British Empire? Was true for centuries. Rome did. They got corrupted, that's another deal. But in a modern world, people, we're it and we've been it for 200 years. There are folks that say China's going that way. I don't believe them. I think the government's too corrupt, can't happen. Freedom has to happen for it to go around. Can that change? Sure. Maybe they're smart enough to figure out the power of freedom and capitalism. I doubt it. But that is cool about us. If you have ever watched a game of poker on TV, there is a part of you that is a pioneer guy. There's a part of you that wants to lay it on the line. There's a part of you that loves to risk it. Here's my point to you. Do it. Do it. Get out there and do it. Put it at risk. When Odysseus, when the Greeks came to fight Troy, when they landed on Troy, they burned the boats. There will be no return. We shall succeed. We shall defeat. We shall destroy the mighty city and army of Troy. Or we shall die here. We're all in. We've laid it all on the line. When the farmer goes out in spring, he plants all his seed corn. He puts it in, and you give it what you have. Now, I want to pause for a minute and say, have a brain. The Greeks didn't just run around town and get drunk, say, come on guys, get on the boat, burn their boat and say, we don't know how to fight, but we're going to burn them and go. No, they knew what they were doing. They had generals, they had armies, they planned, they plotted, they brought the resources. The farmer knows how to farm. All right? The poker player hopefully knows cards, at least enough to know the odds and that the risk and the payout is there. Be wise. Plan. But when you do, go. There's a legend I haven't verified, but I always love the story of a group of pilgrims fleeing England. Very timid, fleeing religious persecution. We forget how harsh religious persecution was then and how much America was founded on people trying to escape to get it. By the way, most of these people had religious beliefs that we would persecute today. I find that fascinating. I'd probably be one of the worst of them. But that's all right. They came over and they were scared to death. They were pacifists. It's part of what they were fleeing. And they knew we're going to be hungry. We're going to have anything. We're going to have shelter. We're going to have food. We're going to know something. It's going to be so scary. And we're going to want to jump in our ships and go home. They, like Odysseus at war, they at peace burned their ships and built their colony. We cannot give ourselves the escape. Lay it all on the line. Put it out. Now, how do I do this? Commit. A friend of mine even told me, and I want to bring this up for you, set goals. Figure out a way. What's your path? Where are we going to go? Well, if you want to end right there and say, great motivational speech, take it and go, that's cool. I want to go into it for a second. How do I plan? I'm not going to get into mathematical and doing your numbers. I want to do plan in a generic way. Number one, goals. Shouldn't have chosen lime green. I hope you can read that. I'll change off my color pen. Set your goals. Have you done this? How can you possibly lay it on the line if you don't know what you're laying out there? Do not look at me and say, well, I'm going to do advertising. I'm going to risk it all. And I got $10,000. So I'm going to spend my 10 grand. I want to give it all. That's great. Remember the guy where I said drunken on a boat and going? To what purpose? What's the goal? What's the meaning of the ad? What's it going to do? Bring me business. How? Arr! We're not pirates, people. We're talking about intelligently planning and going forward. You cannot do that. You cannot set a proper path. You cannot risk everything on one roll of the dice and be a man, my son. By the way, Braudrick Kipling, great poem. Unless you know where, how, why, what is your goal? Before you even figure out your budget to get there, let me know what your goals are. Having them up here is great. The more a goal leaves here and gets out there, the higher the probability it's going to come true. There's an old adage, and believe it or not, this has been tested. This has been tested. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been spent proving this. This is true. I stress that because I need you to understand and believe it. It's true. If you will do nothing else in your life but write your top 10 goals, you'll have increased your status in life to the top 20% of people in the world. Here's the other thing. I hope you write more than 10, but at least give me a top 10 list. Writing your goals increases the odds, I misspelled that, of achieving by 80%. That's the stat that's been studied. Think about that for a second. Oh, I didn't write that up. Come on, man. Number one, don't tell me you're going to go out and get in the game if you don't know what game you're playing. You don't go play baseball without this goal of winning the game, the goal of scoring more points than the other person, the goal of striking them out. Break them down as ridiculous as you can or want. You've got a series of goals. You know the game you're getting in. 80% improvement rate if you write them down. Write them down, put them in your shredder. Write them down, throw them in your drawer. I'd rather you write them down and tape them on your phone. But write them down. At least once a year do this. 80% more. Let's say your goal is to have a better marriage. My goal is to make $10 million. My goal is to have a 320-acre farm. My goal is to own my own building. My goal is to have a 4,000 square foot house. Let's name 5 of them. Do you realize by writing them down, I get 4? Come on. And that might not be how the math works. It might be the average person gets 1, you get 2 because you wrote them down. Still, if I went to the bank and said, hey, I'll pay 80% interest, you're not going to do it? I don't care if your goal is only money. Well, that's money at the bank. Make money your goal. But write it down. Here's where it gets really crazy. The further it gets away from you, the higher the percentage of success goes. Make them public, and the odds of success increase another 75%. Tell people, and it goes up again. Did the 1 turn into 2? The 2 just turned into 2.5. Did the 1 turn into 3? The 3 just turned into 5. Make it public. There's an old story a friend was telling me, Richard Yeager, about a guy that needed to quit smoking, couldn't quit. Wrote it down, still didn't quit. Told people, still didn't quit. Decided, I've got to force myself to do it. Took a billboard out in the town he lived in, Las Vegas, and said, I pay you $1 million if you catch me smoking. The pressure on himself. Keep in mind, guys, this isn't mysticism. This isn't burning incense and, drawing a pentagram. There's psychology that goes with this stuff. He put leverage and pressure on himself. He had to achieve it. His subconscious mind had to find a way to make it happen because that was everything he had. Nobody ever caught him smoking. He quit. Never smoked again. Doesn't matter why it works, it works. It's not mysticism. You want to get into the psychology of it, we'll do that another day. But it matters. The further it gets out from you, the stronger the leverage on you, the more likely you are to make it happen. And I know there's teachers that say it is mystical and it's law of attraction. Maybe. My evidence points a lot more towards psychology and synergy than it does mysticism, but I won't throw mysticism out with the bathwater either. So maybe, but it's not where it tends to fall for me. Guys, set your goals. Where are you going? Now look at how you're going to get there. Make it public. Make a commitment. And then lay it on the line. Put it at risk. You will not fail. I don't know anyone that ever has. Have a great day.